As I was having my coffee this morning, I was thinking to myself, we really need to prioritize recommendations on Substack. It's something that people kind of talk about, address, but they don't prioritize. In this episode, we're going to nurture that concept and also give you a play-by-play, step-by-step playbook so you can start getting more recommendations today. If it's your first time here, I'm Robin Marks. I used to work at NBC Sports as a basketball writer. I also used to work for vidIQ as a creator coach, and now I work for you. Substack recommendations are one of the most underutilized growth levers on the platform. I wrote an article about it with 8 steps for you to start getting recommendations today. The first step is to research your neighbor publications. So I talk about people who write in the same topic, same area, same niche all of the time, right? So we are a sports creator community, the sports stacker community. So we have a bunch of creators there who are writing about different types of sports. So what we did was we created a directory where people can update their information and share what type of topics they write about, what sport is it in, what, subtopic of the sport. And it gives people an opportunity to find the writers who are creating stuff that are similar to them. But it also gives you the opportunity to find audiences that might overlap. And that's really important. So like if you write about finance, you might not want to create a recommendation partnership with someone who writes about baking cookies, right? But you want to do the research first. So what I would recommend is create a list of the topics that you write about or the topic that you write about, and then find publications that do similar content to you. Now, it's worth noting that Substack feeds you that stuff. If you go to your suggested follow section, when you scroll down your feed, there's like a line of people that they suggest for you to check out. Those people are typically right up your alley. So that's the first thing you want to do, is do some extensive research. Make sure you're digging into it. Step 2. What you want to do is make your publication easy to recommend, right? You want to be very clear about what you create. You want to be consistent with creating that topic, and you want to be confident that the quality is up to par. We have so many creators who are like, hey, I write about everything. We have a bunch of creators in our space who are doing multi-sport content, and that's okay. There's nothing against that. I'm not one of these guys who's like on the hilltop about niche down. You have to niche down. It has to be like this. You have to write about one segment, one section. I'm like, come on, man. We are humans, right? So for me, what I try to teach people to do is find your topic, your area of expertise. For example, mine would be like NBA. Under that, I have fantasy basketball. Under fantasy basketball, I have points league specific fantasy basketball. Then I have Robin. Then I have the fact that I'm a girl dad. Then I have the fact that I collect these snapback hats. Then I have the fact that my son is a aspiring basketball player in high school and I'm monitoring his journey. Then I have the fact that I'm on a health journey myself and I'm trying to go running and I'm trying to play basketball. So make sure you inject a piece of yourself, but most importantly, you want to make sure that you're crystal clear that if someone lands on your publication page, they know what kind of content you create. Next thing, step 3, you want to use the recommendations tab intentionally, right? You want to make sure it shows who, you want to make sure you can identify who's getting your recommendation and who you're receiving a recommendation from, right? It's also worth noting that you want to make sure you're getting high quality recommendations. And this is not about vanity metrics, right? This is not about like, hey, like how many subscribers does he have? Well, I have 200. He needs that. Like, I'm off of that. Like you could get, you could give your audience more by just focusing on the quality of the content. So I'm not talking about follower counts or subscriber counts. What I'm talking about is being intentional about the value that you will provide to your audience. And that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot because people are just chasing metrics, chasing a bag. How many paid subscribers can I get? How can I sell my product? And this is not what this space is about. What we're trying to do is improve the lives of our readers. And if you can put your audience first, then being intentional with the recommendations tab comes easy. Next thing we want to do is write thoughtful blurbs, not generic praise. So when you recommend somebody, right, you get the opportunity to write something nice about them. Don't just gloss this over. This is something you want to really give some time, energy, effort, and thought, and make sure that when people read it, they know that this is a publication that is worth signing up for. The next thing for step 5 is lead with reciprocity, not transactions. Now, this is huge. Some people don't want to recommend because the other person is not recommending them back. And you cannot do that here. Like maybe it works for others. It didn't work for me. And I've been on the platform for about 18 months, or prioritized the platform for about 18 months. And I wouldn't recommend it. So I wouldn't recommend going to somebody's inbox and being like, hey, my name is Robin. I write NBA fantasy basketball content. Love what you're doing. Was thinking about recommending you, just thinking about it, and was wondering if you'd recommend me if I did that. Because if you do that for me, I'll do that for you. Yeah. That whole scratch my back, I'll scratch yours mentality and philosophy here just doesn't work for what we're trying to build. So what I would say is go ahead and just recommend them. No, think about it like they will never recommend me, but I really like this article, or this publication. I really like this writer. I researched this extensively. I know that their audience overlaps with my audience, and I want to provide value to my audience. If you look at it like that, then it's just more genuine, right? All of that, like, pay me and pay me back, like, let's not do that, right? Make sure that you are sending the signal to that potential recommendation partner that you will support them any way you look at it. Now, step 6, you want to turn reader words into social proof, right? So the blurbs and the kind words others write about your newsletter are marketing goals. So when people recommend your newsletter, people are going to say, oh my God, like, he recommended me. I might recommend him too. They might write something nice about you. Take a screenshot of that and be okay with sharing that with your community or sharing that in your about section. So when new people come to your page or come to your community, they know like, oh, like these highly recommended publications support this guy or this woman, and they're legit. And it gives you that social proof, and it makes you, appear as if you are a legit writer in this space. And again, this is not about like, hey, who's real, who's fake. I'm reading a lot of that right now as we have so many new writers coming into the Substack ecosystem. But I would say credibility is important when you're trying to build trust with people. So it's not so much like a hacky type, hey, I need that social proof so they know that I'm legit. Like, nah, you are legit. I'm here to tell you that. You don't need anyone's recommendation or anyone's blurb to prove that. But to get new subscribers to have trust in you and to believe in what you're doing, they need a little bit of credibility. So that's what this is about. Number 7, treat recommenders like colleagues. A lot of times in this space, it's a very transactional relationship. It's like, you do this for me, I do this for you. We do it once, we collab on something, set, forget. No, this is an ongoing conversation. So if people that you're partnering with or decided to recommend you back are like, hey, like, I got an article dropping on Tuesday, and they send it out, retweet, restack that, comment on that, like that. Share that with your audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to like promote something else other than yourself, right? Push their content like it's yours, and eventually they'll do the same. And number 8, build a weekly recommendations ritual. The writers who win treat this like a rhythm. It's not just something you do, every couple of months. It's something you do consistently. So you always want to be looking for publications that could work for you and your audience. I would schedule out some time. If you put things on your calendar, they get done, right? So I would strongly recommend you put 20 to 30 minutes on your calendar just to nurture this weekly. Like, hey, how can I look for new publications? But the hack is, how can I make sure that I'm nurturing the existing relationships that I have? That is very important. And I have a huge ninja trick here for you, right? So if you notice that you're sending a high number of recommendations, but they're not recommending you back, right? Send them a DM, right? So you've already got 10 or 20 people to subscribe to their channel, right? Or their publication. You got 20 people to sign up for their newsletter. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know that happened. Go ahead and send them a DM and say, hey, love what you're doing. Wanted to let you know that we had 20 people subscribe to your newsletter from through our recommendation, and we just wanted to make sure that you knew about that. And if you'd like to, no pressure at all. That's really important that you say, like, no pressure. You don't have to, but we'd really appreciate it if you consider recommending us. Now, this is something that I did with one of the largest NBA content creators on Substack. I recommended him for months and months and months. I think we got him, I want to say 40 people here. We got 40 people from our newsletter to subscribe to his. So I wrote him this letter. It was like, or this note. Sorry, this DM. Wanted to let you know that we have been recommending your newsletter, and 40 people have been subscribed to your newsletter based on our recommendations. Excuse my writing here. I bombed that. It would mean the world to us if you returned the favor and recommended us. Here goes. All good either way, huh? All good either way. Just thought I'd ask with the NBA season starting. Thanks for all you do, and let me know if you need anything, Robin. And then I have here, note, not the best written DM, but it got the job done. I botched that first sentence. But again, like, sometimes when people read like your messages or your notes and there's like a little mistake, it gives a little bit of authenticity. So I'm like cringing now because I'm a writer that happened, but also it might have been the thing that he said, oh, that can't be AI. This is like a human, because they jacked up the grammar. So that is my ninja trick for you on this topic. And now that you know how to get recommendations, check out this episode to see how you can grow using notes.